What's up, everybody? It's ET, and today is Sunday. Stretching. And we're on episode 32. In this episode, we are going to. What are we going to do? We're going to finish up this whole line, circle thing. Also, between each update, suppose these is like I'm digging here, and on the second update, I'm digging here. I want to have a nice line between each update so that it basically makes a nice smooth dig as opposed to just like little dots all over the sand. So yep, that is the plan for today. Oops, don't minimize the timer, that stops it. Move it. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do the unthinkable. I am going to flatten this terrain. We did a lot of work on it, and now it's just time to start from scratch again. So let's go ahead and go to our terrain, and I think one of these is gonna have a flatten button on it. 5 I think is the middle. Yep, hit flatten, and there we go. All our work is gone forever. So let's go navigate our terrain right quick. It's nice and smooth, no bumps. All we have is our nice boxes. Okay, cool. So now that we have our nice boxes, this is what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to move the player just somewhere that I can start editing and then work my way back. So here's player. Let's just move him like up here. If I did that, what happens to everything? Oh, whoa, yeah, main camera is way far away now too. Main camera, we'll have to play with some of his scripts too. So main camera does not like that. Main camera wants to be close to the player. I can put him close to the player, like here. And if player doesn't mind, I'm going to put player 0, 0. Alright, cool. So hit play. Nice. So this is where we're at. And basically I'm going to just move the player and the camera around. Let me go ahead and just put them together so I know that we're going to have to move them both together every time. Alright, so player and main. Alright. So I actually don't remember where we are. So if I tab, hit start digging, dig somewhere else. Okay, so it looks like we're doing okay on the 2 points. But I'm gonna like kind of refactor the code. I'm gonna make it look a little better. So yeah, let me work on that first. So terrain actions. Let's make this script more legible. Because right now, if I have anything that's like this long or like, you know, length of the screen, I think it might be too many lines of code. And when I say it that, like usually when I'm at a normal zoom like this. But yeah, like that's too much code for one thing. So let's go ahead and start refactoring some of this. I'm gonna leave that. So we do have to like click a certain distance away. Alright, so here we go. Point on terrain. I think this makes sense. I don't think I have to change this unless I just say get point on terrain. This kind of makes sense. Alright, so this is what I did want to do. I kind of want to refactor this a little bit like this. And then basically I'm going to say equals get point on height map. I'm going to pass it 2 variables. Point on terrain and terrain. Or you probably don't even need that because it's a local variable. I mean not a local, a member variable, class variable. Point on height map, and then you kind of just do the same thing for last last position? Yeah, alright, cool. So now we get to replace this code. Copy that. Let's go ahead and implement this function. I think we did it at the bottom. Here we go. Get point on height map. So what we're going to do is we got that. We got a point on the terrain, and we got to return a vector 2. So we're going to make a new vector 2, vector 2 local, or point on height map. And then you just say point on height map, return point on height map. So that is a lot easier to look at, understand, and see. And then we have our Z fix right there. Cool. So now we can get rid of this. And so we got point on height map, point on height map. I don't really have to do that last position thing until the end here, so let's just do that. Last position is going to be point on terrain. Okay. Let's see, radius. I think that's fine. We're going to call you int radius, something like that, or the other way around, radius int. Cool. I want to write some extension functions, and when I say that, what do I mean? Like, I want to extend vector 2 or vector 3 and have like negative infinity, negative infinity. But anyway, that's later. I'm not going to worry about that now. Okay, so we have min x and min y. Min x is going to be the minimum of either of these, minus radius, plus radius. I think that's okay. I'm going to just try to kind of separate this code for now. Okay, this is where I kind of want to start visiting it. The heights, right? So now we know that the heights from last time, that the heights are going to be brackets y comma x, and I didn't know that earlier, but now I do. So the y is actually this one, the height. So y, when I think of a grid, y, I think y is the column. And so that's what I might say instead of this. Height rows. Even better. Number of rows. I know it's kind of like a very long function. Variable name. Number of columns. Okay. So we got number of columns, which is y, and number of rows, which is x. And so when we write this kind of stuff, especially here, we got number of rows. So I got row equals 0. Oops, sorry, I should actually do it like this. Row, column, and quite honestly, you should be column, row, right? Column, row. I think I'm screwing up my code right now, so please bear with me. Okay, so if I'm going to do all that, have the right actual columns and rows, I'm going to switch this back to x and then y, and same down here. Alright, so all that is xy, xy, as it should be. We have number of rows, number of columns, We're going to do this the opposite way. Number of columns, number of rows. That's because that's how the other one likes it. And then we have dig size. If dig size is greater than 1, do this crazy stuff, which we're going to say, hey, this is going to be row, this is going to be column, and we're going to say mask row column, mask row column. Oh yeah, I had that right, I think. No, that's still wrong. Column, it's column row. Column row. I'm going to see if I can just kind of delete this. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, and right quick we'll have a distance between center 1 and cell, vector 2 cell equals new vector 2 row column. And so I can replace all these with cell. Maybe even current cell might be a better name. Okay, getting there. I really think these should be else ifs, because if you don't have to do the rest of it if you already succeed in one of these. I got disconnected, so I hopefully got reconnected. So hello world again. Awesome. Okay, so we got these else ifs because I didn't want basically this to run every time. I can run this or this or this. Okay, so hopefully as I'm setting all this, column row, everything's column row now. I hopefully got everything saying column row, because that's how height maps actually work. Okay, good to know. Let's play this and see what happens. It's kind of working. At least it's always on my cursor, and I think the two centers are working just fine. So I think this check is working fine, this check's working fine. This line distance I don't think is working just fine. So we gotta really figure that out. So how do I do that? Hold on one sec. Sorry, just had to step away for 1 second. I'm back. Okay. Let me think of something right quick. What am I thinking here? Well, right now I'm just cleaning up the code, trying to get rid of all these debugs for now, and try to debug the only thing I really need to debug. So we got the point on the terrain, we're doing the threshold thing, we're getting the last position if you haven't moved. And yep, that looks all fine. And then you got the dig, this thing. Okay, it's looking okay. All this stuff is looking alright. I think I'm just having troubles with this equation, maybe. I'm not sure. So instead of trying to get that line distance, what if I said, What if I always just draw a line of 1 pixel, just to see if it even works at all? Or even before that, does it work if I make the radius different? So if I hit play, I go to terrain, and I say, hey, why don't you use like a 20 size circle? Would that work? So if I go here, click here, oh yeah, that's working. So 20 size circle is working fine. Alright, and I know this is going to make no sense to the average eyeball. But I'm going to say if you're within, and I hate to run this like 3 times, but I think I will. So we're going to have if dig size equals this thing. Yeah, so that's okay. But I think what I'm going to do here is just make a new vector each time, unfortunately. So cell is actually going to be replaced by this each time. And this is what's going to be weird. So we don't have cell anymore. We're going to have that if statement. We're going to do it like that. And then this is the weird part. We're going to duplicate this effort. And then we're going to delete those 2. And then we're going to duplicate this effort again. And I know this is a weird way to do it. I totally get that. But there is definitely a reason to this madness, I promise. So now we have like 3 individual for loops. I'm going to move this one to the end, which is checking if you are within the first point. And I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to make the mask equal 0. So like you see, every time I click and click somewhere else, it digs twice in that area. But if I go ahead and just say, hey, never affect the area you started on, it will actually go, you won't get that double digging effect that I'm getting here. So if I go here, I click here and here and here, here. See, I don't get that double digging. I might get the line that I'm supposed to be getting, because that is one of the for loops. So if I made this like what I said, 20 before. Yeah, so I got that big old thing, and I click here. I don't get this whole problem, but I do see there's just something going on there that's not quite right. But I don't have the double digging issue, which is what I'm trying to say, which is exactly what I want. The only time I will get okay, look, the only time I won't do this is if last position equals point on terrain or something like that, right? So if that's the case, that means that I'm just starting or something like that. Okay, anyway, I think that's wrong too. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm happy-ish with that. What's going on here? I think I was trying to switch everything, right? Because this should have been a delta y, this should have been point x, and then this should have been delta y, nope, delta x, point y, center x, center y. That should be fine. Oh, let's just go ahead. Center x, center y, center x, center y. This was the original equation, and then we just returned a numerator, denominator. Oh, that's weird. Why did I do that? the center, the delta should always be the second point minus the first point. Weird. I don't know why I did that. Shouldn't have really mattered, but maybe it does over there. So let's go ahead and figure out what's going on here. So I'm glad I looked at that. So go here, click here, click here, click here. Oh yeah, look, what is that, huh? That looks awesome. We are totally digging now. We're digging it. We're digging it, y'all. We're making lines. We're making lines in the sand. Oh yeah. So happy. So happy about that. Alright, the other problem with this is when I say problem, might not be a problem, is that we're only doing one check. We're getting the line distance. But we also want to check if you are within a certain so if I look back at the OneNote, I want to make sure you're within both of these C1s, and the C1's basically the distance between the 2 points and the radius, the hypotenuse of that. So we know the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we got a squared, we got b squared, so we just got to add those up. Well, we got a and b, so we times them together and add them up. So let's do that. Shouldn't be too bad. So I am gonna say the last final thing, if check if within both oh gosh, I better just Google it, cause it's gonna be embarrassing if someone looks at my code later. Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. Alright, here we go. So I got the right spelling of it. Paste it. Both hypotenuse. And then we're going to pass it three variables. Center 1, center 2, and then this new vector thing. And cool. So we got both. Oh, and the radius. Yep, we need all of that. Center 1, center 2, radius, new vector. And then we can just make a new function, go down here, check if within both hypotenuse. How do you pluralize that? Hypotenuses? Hypoteni? Hypotenuse, and then I'm going to say plural. Hypotenuses. Just add an S to it. Alright, so we're going to have so we have radius, so that's going to be float a squared equals no, I didn't get your message. How did he send it to me? And hi, Keyard. So we have a squared equals radius times radius, and then b is going to be vector 2 dot distance. Oh, I'll check it off screen so it's not all sorts of in the way of everything. So I'm going to put that off here. Yeah, man, I don't know much about Twitch yet. I got some of the stuff down, but yeah, I do see there's a messages area, and yep, that's where the spam goes. Dude, I don't have any messages in my private messages area. Here it is. Here's my messages now that I know I have nothing in here. So yeah, I did not get your message, Keyard. Kex says he downloaded the Unity about a month ago and still don't know what this code is. It's definitely C sharp, but you can program either in C sharp or JavaScript. Right now I am doing. Oh, should I check other? I'll go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, dude, they've been going into the other. I don't know why that is. I gotta somehow. But some messages might end up here. Drop in from time to time. You can disable this feature. I'm totally gonna disable that feature. Who's gonna spam me right now? Opt out of message filtering. Yes. Sorry, man. Yeah, I've never. I never looked in the other area. I always just kind of like I might glance at my messages at some point. Cool. I saw your first message. Oh, nice, dude. All right, I'll check that out now. I'm gonna take a little break on. Well, shoot. Let me finish. Dude, let me just finish what I'm doing here, and I'll talk about what she sent just then. Okay, cool, man. I'll discuss it in just a bit, dude. Give me like 5 minutes, and I promise I'll get to it. All right, vector to distance. So this is B, and this is the center. The distance between the two centers. And then, of course, B squared is just going to be B times B. And then our hypotenuse is going to equal A squared plus B squared. So there we go. We got a hypotenuse. And then basically we just want to make sure that, let me see if I look at the picture. Oops. We want to make sure the point that's here is between both hypotenuses. So yeah, needs to be between this hypotenuse and this hypotenuse. So I think we can do that. So how do we get this? The distance between center and the distance between center and the point here has to be between both hypotenuses. So shoot, I'll just call them bools. Check one equals vector 2 dot distance between center 1 and it's called vector 2. I don't like that being called vector 2. Can we just call this point? And honestly, I would love to move this like radius to the front or the back. Probably the front, I guess, would be better. So let's move this here, and I'm gonna have to refactor it over there. All right, so center 1 point is that less than or equal to hypotenuse, and then bool check 2 equals vector 2 dot distance from center 2 point, and hey, is that less than or equal to hypotenuse? And you just return check 1 and check 2. So if both of them are true, awesome. Otherwise, it's false. So yep, I know I just refactored all of that. I put the radius in the front here, and let's control KD this. Okay, so if I did that all correctly, I should be getting some pretty good lines here. So if I draw here, 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 and then hopefully if I kind of expand this brush to like 15, yeah, look at that, huh? I'm getting these thick lines. Bam. But you see, I'm getting some areas that I don't want. And that's a little concerning to me. Center. Which one's center 1 and which one's center 2? I guess that's another question I have. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I'm doing that wrong. Center 1 is this. and center 2 is, center 1's the last point, which is makes sense, and center 2 is the new point. And then I'm just saying, oh, what am I doing? How's that even right? That's not right, right? I put this in the wrong I put this if statement in the wrong one. This has to be here. So I don't know how that even pretended to work. Weird. Okay. Let's see what happens if I try to draw again. Okay, that looks fine. And then if I do 10, yeah, it's like it's still getting these squares here and this bottom part, which I don't know. If I made this 30, that way the end should be a circle though, right? Like, it shouldn't be the square. So I definitely, still something's a little wrong with my logic. I got the radius, right? Hold on, let me just look one more time, and then I'm gonna switch subjects. Radius is, yeah, this distance. So I have that. So that's my b squared, basically. My a squared should be the distance between the two. And actually, there's already a if I said like square magnitude, we don't even need to do all this because I'm kind of like getting a square root and then squaring it again, which makes no sense. So square magnitude of it's basically of center 2 minus center 1. Radius. You have to, a squared plus b squared equals, oh, I got c squared. So this is actually, so I'll just do it. Hypotenuse squared, but then, what'd I do? Where am I? Who am I? But okay, hypotenuse just by itself is going to be the square root of hypotenuse squared. Math f dot square root, and that's actually a lot something wrong with my logic. So there we go, some basic geometry right there. It's getting there. It was close, but I wasn't quite there yet. Alright, so let me go find a nice clear spot for me to play in. Here we go. That should be a circle, so if I make this big, like 20, yeah, and that's a circle. That's what I want. Dun 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 dun. Alright, and I think it's doing an okay job. Like, there's still a little like ridge, so maybe I gotta say like less than or equal to or something like that. I am doing less than or equal to. Maybe something around here. Less than or equal to. I'm doing less than or equal to everywhere, so I don't think. Oh, I know. This last one doesn't have to be equal to, so we can get rid of that. Alright, alright, and then make this, what I said, 20. That rid is still kind of ridgy, right? Like, it still has a ridge. I don't like that ridge. But it's only sometimes. But that time, it dug too deep. Alright, let's just do everything less than or equal to, just to keep it consistent for now. I can look at it later. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick side project here, because Kiard definitely left me something very cool. Oh, did I close out the chat? Sorry, my bad. My bad, my bad. Okay. Um. Okay. Sorry guys, I totally missed all my conversation. Yusek says, "What are you trying to do?" And Kiar's like, "Who, me or ET?" And he's like, "Doctor ET." Uh, and then Kiar's like, "Make tool shapes, I think, for him to dig and build in different shapes." And Yusek's like, "Yeah, it's like he's speaking a different language." Yusek, are you wanting to learn code? As I'm doing fantastic course at the moment in Python. Yeah, awesome. Uh, but yeah, Kiard hit it right on the head. I am making a tool for us to dig in the sand. So this is my character. I'm running around, and you can see I'm digging kind of in the sand right now. I'm trying to make a tool for me to dig in the sand. But if you looked at my previous videos as I dragged my mouse around, it just made little like holes, like little stamps everywhere. But I didn't want that. I want it more linear like this. I want it to make a a like a moat, right? And so yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. So now that that is actually working, this is the end result that I wanted to do. I wanted to uh, instead of having to click every time, I just want to hold my mouse down and have a nice smooth uh, moat that I'm digging. So to do that, it's input first person. Instead of mouse down or button down, I just can get button now, and I should be able to drag my cursor around to actually dig lines, hopefully. And then yeah, there we go. So now I'm like truly digging in the sand, and there shouldn't be there's still like inconsistencies, and I really wanna solve that problem. Oh, and it doesn't keep track of last point. So last point, it's always, even if last point was here and I draw here, it's gonna draw a line and then keep going. Oh well. But you know what? It's a lot more like a paintbrush than it was before. And now I can kind of really quickly draw a moat around here. Here we go, draw a moat. Yeah, that's a lot easier. And yeah. And actually my dig size should be 1, because this is the finger tool, so really this is just a small little finger that you're using to draw around here. And I'm getting some out of index. Eesh, I gotta figure out why that is. Oh, I have a problem. And I can't believe I didn't see this earlier. Column row. Oh yeah, everything should be column row. That's fine. All my vectors are in XY, but my mask and my heights are actually in column row because that's how Unity likes it. So that should be fine. Yeah, dude. It's a lost art. It's a lost art to draw that kind of stuff. So, yep. Now it's possible again. There's no stopping that. Awesome. This lost art of drawing dicks in the sand. Okay, anyway, let's get to what Kiard's talking about. And I gotta figure out this error. I need to debug it and figure it out, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of hairy, right? Alright, now let's see. We're going to grab something Kiard sent me. And just give me a second. I'm gonna put it off on the side screen first. And it's loading, so I'll let it load while I kind of mess around here in third person view. Yeehaw! Alright. Kiard, it's not loading, and I don't know if that's my internet or what's happening. But that link, let me try redoing it one more time. I love the double jump off the box. Sometimes I can't pull it off, but sometimes I get it just right and I fly up. It says something went wrong. Don't worry, your files are still safe. Dropbox has been notified. Interesting. I'll do it one more time. Keyard man, if you can just check that link and send it to me again, I will give it another shot. Cause dude, I promise man, look. Well, I don't know if you want me to share the link, but maybe I can do this without showing the link. Like I just delete it, pop it at the tab. Yeah. Oh. No one saw that, right? But look, this is what I get. I deleted the link, but this is what I'm seeing. Alright, so the finger is pretty good, but maybe it can be better. Because it's still like, if I'm looking at it, it's still a little jaggedy. Right? Like, I feel like I can do better. And I think the best way for me to do better is to basically you're gonna put your finger in the sand and it's gonna be, I don't know, maybe I'll just set it to like a consistent height for now, just to see if that works, or depth I should say. So Sakura Boo, yes, this game is going to be multiplayer. It's going to be like different kids running around a beach building sandcastles together or against each other, and then hopefully I can add a little bit of like a tower defense element, and in the tower defense element you can like protect yourself against the water, and then maybe protect yourself against something the other sandcastles can send at you. I just haven't decided what they can send at you. But yep, that's the plan, man. But first we just need to get the digging in the sand and placing sandcastles down, and then once we can get that down, we can make them buildings, or kind of structures that have life and all of that, and then we can work on the water to take away that life, and it's gonna be fun, man. It's just a good journey. Okay. Let's see. How am I doing this wrong? Okay, right now I'm just taking whatever the height it was and minusing the dig rate. I'm gonna just kind of cancel that down and just say, hey, can you go to a negative, or let's just do it 4.95. Oops, 95. No, you're not that. You're a number between 0 and 1. So can you go to 0.45? Because 0.5 is where the whole terrain is right now, and that might be still too low. Let's go. And I'll try to get away from the edge so I'm not... Oh yeah, that's way too low. And it's saying array index out of range. How? What? Alright, so we have a mask. It's number of columns by number of rows, and then every time we do this we're just getting number of rows, number of columns, number of rows, number of columns, number of rows, number of columns, and we're saying column row, column row, column row, and you are column row, and you are, when I get heights, you're basically columns, rows. So what am I missing? Here we go. Rows, columns, but you're still just using the right one. I mean, I can just switch you just so that you look better. Column, row. Oh no, we're doing row, columns, everyone. Row, columns, row, columns. I guess to war people, today we have to fight the damn ocean. Let her have it. What's that from, Sukabu? Is that from Pirates of the Caribbean? Maybe? Maybe not? I don't know. Okay, so we have these three things. Something's going outside of the array bounds, and I can't figure it out. This is less than, so these are going 0 to right below it. So that's okay. That's okay, that's okay. Yeah, that, I don't know. Something is going out of bounds. Let's just look here at the... Oh, maybe I can just double click it on the console. Maybe you'll tell me. Oh, weird. So you are going out of bounds. Really? 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 Okay. If you're within distance center 1 less than radius, column row. Column is going to be 0 to number of columns. Nothing really seems weird about you. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and make this huge debug log of everything you're trying to do. Row, column. Row plus comma, period, comma, sure, plus column. I don't even feel like hitting backspace. Column. Come on, dude, you are so a variable. Column. Okay, let this whole script and everything refresh itself. Good. Alright, it got to 5, 2, and it said, hey, you are outside of your range, which is right, because you should actually be 4 or less than that. So I don't know what you're looking... Oh... Maybe it's not... Who's doing this? You're doing that? Alright. Something else is wrong here. What am I gonna do here? I'm gonna delete you. You seem fine. Alright, number of columns in row. What are you? Not print. Debug.log number of columns plus comma plus number of rows. What's your number? That's what I need to learn first. Whoa. Okay. I wish it would tell me what it tried to do, like what numbers it was trying to access when it says array index is out of range. Maybe I can like catch that somehow. Yeah, was that like a thing? If you just say catch array that exception or exception, what kind of exception? Field access, index out of range exception. Yeah. I forgot how this works. So you say that, you put your parentheses up here. This is, how am I going to do this? So to catch an exception, you can catch, this is the index out of range exception, which is what I'm getting right here. And I want to like, how do I do this? Hey dude, yeah, you Kex, man. Good luck on everything. See you later, dude. Sorry, I'm just totally in my programming mode right now. I need to get this done. Okay, index out of range exception catch C#. How do I do that? I'm gonna bring this over here. Handle exceptions using try and catch. Oh, try first. Try this, catch. That's what I do. So I was getting there. Try this and catch this. So if you catch that, just debug.log what a column, or debug.error log error, index array error, and then basically index out of range error, trying to access x plus comma plus y. This should be the default exception. I don't know why this is not the default exception. So okay, let's undo that, play this, and I don't know what's going on here. So click here, index out of, trying to access 81,302. Wow. Wow, I wonder why it's trying to access that. 123,278. What are you doing? How? Why are you doing that? I don't understand. Number of rows is 0, 2, and row plus plus. I'm not doing anything crazy here, right? I'm just saying, oh, what's that? That's an equals. That should not be an equals. Yep, that would do it. Oh my gosh, something bit me on my foot. Some kind of bug or something. Alright. I think I see it. Let that load. I think it's loading right now. Okay, the shadow stopped moving. There we go. Alright, no index out of range thing. I had less than or equal to here, and that was totally an error. Okay, so that's good. Try catch. Next time, I'm going to try to remember that. Yeah. So the reason I'm doing that is because a Sukabur asked, hey, are you sure that needs to be 0 instead of 1? And yeah, so what I'm doing is between each update, right, I'm going to have 2 points. And so it's going to draw a line between, because this was my previous place where my cursor was, and this is my new place where my cursor was. Previously, it would just draw 2 circles like here and here, and I might have this gap of sand that might be a mound. So my goal was to actually build, do something like this, where basically if I have 2 different points, it builds a whole line segment like that. But what I realized is after each update, this circle was being duplicated. So I'd have these like divots of like really deep areas, because every update that both of those circles would like kind of like, this was update 1, this is update 2, like this is previous and next, they would go like that. So that's why I needed to like subtract out some of the stuff. So when I do mask equals 0, I'm subtracting out the original circle, which is the previous circle. So center 1 is the previous circle, center 2 is the so center 1 is this one, is the previous circle, and center 2 is the new circle. Right, so it's a point-to-point system, exactly. Because the update, the update will always have a little lag, because even though you're running at 60 frames a second. Anyway, yeah, you got me. I get really expletive, or whatever that word is, just because I really want to make sure I understand it myself. So, yeah. Okay. So I got row. Yep. Row my boat. So, okay, I'm doing something wrong here, obviously, because it's doing this crazy thing now. Maybe. Like, I don't know why it does that. Oh, maybe because I'm not worrying about my mask or anything, right? That's why it's doing that. So let's go ahead and at least times it by the mask. Alright, so now we're at least timesing it by the mask, so it'll be deep, but at least it'll be the shape I want it to be. 5 is just too big. Let's make this like 1. See, I don't know what it's doing. When I go straight up like that, it's doing the whole shape. Why is it doing that? Is it not caring about the mask? Is my mask wrong? Oh no, it's not when I'm drawing, is it? Yeah, it is when I'm drawing. Alright, so when I click around, I see that it's just making squares from this spot to this spot. So that tells me it's just putting ones in the entire array. So it's not really even caring about the mask right now for some reason. Why is that? Why is that? Okay, Sukabura says, wouldn't it be better if you multiplied it by the delta time of when you're holding down the mouse button with the cursor in place? Wouldn't it be better if you multiplied it by the delta time of when you're holding down? So the longer you hold down, the deeper it digs. Yes and no. I have experience with that, and I'm trying to keep the experience of digging in the sand like it is in real life. So especially like on a touch device, because I really want you to just kind of draw. But if you hold down your finger, even if you like press as hard as you can, there's a point where you just can't go in anymore unless you dig it out of there. So even if you're like in the sand, you have to sometimes like turn your finger so that the sand can kind of come out. So anyway, all that to say is that I don't want it to go deeper if I hold it down in one spot. Okay, so math max 0.45. We have the mask. The mask should be being set up here, but something is amiss. Something is not right. Oh, because the max will always be... No, not even that. Because if the mask is 0, the whole array should be 0 to begin with, right? And then we have the radius, this radius. So we're going to check, hey, are you between this? Are you between this? First you can check if you're within the radius of the line, then you're going to check if you're within the hypotenuse of the line, and that should, yeah, I'm thinking row column, row column, row column, that's all good. Something went wrong, and I can't figure it out. Let's just go back to original code. Let's see if that fixes it. It probably won't. Something else is amiss. Actually, before I even go, or can I do this live? Can I just flatten this terrain right now? Nice. Alright, cool. In play mode. Yeah, that seems to be working okay. If I click around, and then when I draw, yeah, okay, so that seems fine. So what's wrong with my logic here? If I say, hey, don't do that, just take the mask, times 0.45. Okay, I think I see why this is wrong, because if this is 0 and this is 0, yeah, that makes sense. Basically, I'm either putting you at 0.45 or putting you at 0, so that means we're digging down either way. So basically we're going to say 0.5 f minus 0 times whatever, dig rate times mask. Yeah, all of this whatever this is. So really we're making the height constant and the dig rate this. Okay. And then close that up. Yep, that is what I think I needed to do. So now it should draw pretty well, just deeper. I actually can't tell what's happening here. Let's make this 0.5. I think that's what I had earlier. But it is doing some weird stuff. Oh, it's actually modifying everything within that square. So this is only really the new stuff outside of that square. Oh. Yep, I see it. I see it. I gotta figure that out. Okay, okay. At least it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is nice. This is what I'm gonna say. And now I can be persuaded. Alright, don't modify the height if it's 0. But if it is, but we do want kind of like, alright, whatever. This is, I mean, this code works, and we know it. This whole function is kind of designed for that formula. Because now I can just click around, and you can see that the lines are working. But basically, it's very additive. So if I dig a line from here to here, it's going to subtract, 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 and then go all the way down to the bottom, and then subtract from the bottom, then come back up here, and then subtract from the top again. So yeah, that is what's happening. So that's okay. That makes sense. So especially if I kind of move my cursor around. What if I made this huge, right? And that way I can really see all the faults and everything right away. See all those, like, all of this I feel like is a fault, right? Like if I just dig like that, that's fine. But if I kind of just dig like that, just looks, it doesn't look that good. I want it to more look like this part than I do this part. This part just doesn't look good when I'm modifying the terrain like that. When I click around, like this looks fine. Like this part, this is how I want it to be when I dig. So I kind of just need a, what do I need? I'm thinking, how do I make this happen? These circles are happening because of some reason. Because of some reason. Shoot, I didn't see if is it too big, or is it like, is it sticking up or is it sticking down? I forgot to check that. Let's go run over there. Here we go. It is what is that? Sticking up? It's like sticking up and down. Like some places it's too deep and some places it's too high, right? Or maybe it's just too deep in places. And then I kind of, so that's down, but I think this equals that. Yeah, I think the up is okay. It's I'm digging still too much down. So basically the ones are still too much. So I think I can fix that by doing this. Not actually equaling the radius. If you're on that line, don't do it. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see how it looks. Let's go find an empty area, shall we? Here we go. I need the big brush. Give me the big brush. 20. Alright, so it is going at least equal to, or not down. I think, oh, that's high. That's too high. So maybe the, maybe this is the equals. Maybe. Alright, I'm just trying different things because I really, my understanding part of my brain I think is done. So So here I am. Let's go find a spot that's not too tainted yet. Alright, here we go. That part's too high. It's the problem with me messing with circles and grids and everything. It's just gonna be a common problem. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I'm just gonna be okay with it for now. I'm just gonna make everything less than or equal to just to keep it completely consistent. And I see what happened last time. I hit equals to on the wrong thing. So I just need to make sure I'm doing it on the distance, and the distance. Yeah. Here we go. So if I just draw, it's okay. Oh, and before I look at, I know Kiar just sent me something, but before I look at that, there's a few things I want to do. I want to make this brush size, dig size 1, because it's just your finger. Finger should just be 1 pixel big. And the other thing is, it's not just that, but, oh my gosh, I just had it. Maybe if I draw again, it'll revamp my memory. I don't, oh, and the last position. Yes, thanks. Thanks, memory. Thanks for coming in there. On mouse up, basically, I want to reset the last position to 0 or to like negative infinity. Void lift finger. Yeah, something like that. Vector 2, vector 3. Actually, you don't even need a vector. Lift finger, and all you do is just say last position equals, for now, vector 2 dot 0. It's only going to be a problem at 0, 0, 0, which will be a problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and make that function. So that's going to propagate all the way from input first person. So input first person, we're going to say, hey, if input dot get button up main, we're going to say on sand action complete. There's going to be nothing. Now we got to make that a handler, sand action complete handler. So this is the main camera. All it does is just check whether you did any kind of action. And then the event itself is going to be on sand action complete. And then the player is going to subscribe to this. So let's go to the player actions. Player actions is going to be lift finger handler, and then there's gonna be another, ooh, which finger, right? I think we're gonna have to pass ourselves, maybe. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah. I'll just do it now. Lift finger handler on lift finger. But what we're gonna have to do, and I have to make this a to do. Refactor lifting of finger here. Basically, draw a line here. So basically, instead of or basically get grid here. Get grid here. Something like that. Because the thing is, if you lift your finger, it's going to lift the finger for everyone drawing in the sand, and I don't know if we necessarily want that. Or you know what? Better yet, just say player actions this player action scripts. Player actions script. Okay, and then basically maybe I can just put the event straight in here. Input first person dot on sand action complete plus equals for now lift finger on lift finger. Nope, because this has a variable. Alright, let's just take this out for now. I do want to do that. To do. How about now? Nope. You're not buying it still? Fine. We're going to have to make a function for this, so we can go ahead and implement this. Sixth Synth says, "Hi, smiley face." What's up, dude? Shoot, I am almost done, Keyard. Please, please, bear with me, man. On sand action complete plot plus equals. Let's go ahead and just do one last thing. Perform action, and we will finish action. Finish action. You're not going to take any variables. Switch selected action, and then on lift finger this. Okay. Finish action. Oh my gosh, please, please, finish action, and then we'll unsubscribe it to on disable. Okay, so on action complete, you have on finish action. Finish action should be something that doesn't take any variables. On sand action complete should be something that doesn't take any variables as well, right? Input first person on action. It's a void sand action complete handler. Sand action complete handler. I didn't use the right handler. Okay. So now you should go away. Cool. I am literally the first person to say exactly the way it was supposed to be said. Yes, I can read. Okay. So I have that. And then finally, terrain actions. We're going to subscribe to this. Player actions dot on lift finger plus equals lift finger. Awesome. And then we unsubscribe to that if we disable the script. Awesome. Oh my gosh, all that code just to basically say, hey, when you're done writing in the sand, oh gosh, there's errors. I didn't put that. This is going to be a player's action, player actions script. Awesome. Alright, now it should be ready to go. Clear that out. And so basically when I'm done drawing in the sand, I want to like lift my finger so I can start again somewhere new. So if I go over here somewhere, here we go. So if I draw, you can see it draws, and then when I start down here, it draws from there instead of draws a line straight. So cool, that's all I needed to do. Lift the finger. Lift my finger. And now we can draw stuff in the sand like hi, a little dot. Or maybe if you just want it even deeper, you can kind of do that. Hi. I know you can't really see it, but it's there. Trust me. Alright, cool. So I did that. I got the finger working. Thank God. I can get rid of that debug log, wherever that is. Debug. Nope. I think it's in the terrain action. Oh wait, this is the terrain action. There it is. Debug log. Don't need that. Okay, finally I can look at Keyard's thing. Sorry, man. Just got on another one of my rants, and you know how that goes, dude. Once I start, I can't stop. So if I kind of go in a circle, is it even making a line anymore? I think so. It should be. Let me just make sure it's making a line by making this huge. 20. I'm zoomed out. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's no like. Yeah, that's going. Sixth Synth, man, thank you, man. Thanks for following. Yeah, I think I saw that last time. I just didn't get to. I fell off the edge. I didn't get to say thanks for that when you did it. So thank you. All right. So I have all of this going. It looks good. I'm good with my input now. Now I'm finally gonna get to what Keyard sent to me, and I am waiting for Dropbox. Dude, Keyard. Here it is. Oh yeah, 15 hours ago. Uh-oh, Cortana is gonna kill me. No, Cortana. Why? Ooh. Ooh, a shell with normal mapping. How awesome. So, I'm gonna just download all 3 of these. I hope that's cool. Yeah, I see that. That's cool. So let me go. Dude, I am kind of new to all of this getting stuff. So I'm gonna download. Okay. Yeah, I do have an account, but I won't sign in. I'll just let you ask me every time. So that's the Blender file. Here's the low poly FBX. Oops. Yep. Yep, just get it. Don't worry about creating an account. I got it. And the high. So I wonder why the low poly and the high poly are the same like size exactly. That's kind of weird, right? Maybe yeah, I don't know. Oh gosh, now I gotta look in my download folder. That's a pain in the ass by itself. So let's just do this by date modified. There we go. Grab these 3 things, move them. Let's move them out of here. Let's go to models, I guess. Yeah, models is a good place. Test stream. What happens if I just put it all here? And what if I make like my very own special Keyard folder? Because you deserve a special spot on my folder structure. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might be 2 low polys or 2 high polys. I'm hoping the former, because I'm trying to keep it low poly for right now, and then I'll stress test it. Alright, cool. So in the models, oh gosh, I don't know why it beeped at me. Is my stream okay? Stream's still alive. Okay, Keyard has his own folder here. He has a low poly shell. Let's see. Oh, it has the cameras and everything in it too. I don't need all of that. I probably just need, yeah, the cube and the. I'm thinking. So yeah, this is 280 tries. Probably half of that in polys, like 140 polys or quads. So I think this is the low poly one that you're telling me about, which is great. That's the one I want. I am just thinking about how this all works. I forget how this all works. Cube 4, cube 5, cube 4, cube 5. So this is like. This is the one with the normal map, I'm guessing, right? And the normal map's probably up in here now. No. How does it know? Is the stuff just built in here? Oh gosh, okay, don't use that. Oh, they're 2 different mesh parts. Yeah, I don't even know what that means, so I'm not. Oh, maybe both low poly and high poly are in each file? Does that make sense? Like this is the low poly version. Oh gosh, I lost the chat, so I can't ask you guys things. Okay, yeah, they definitely. I'm gonna say that, right? I think they just kind of exported together. I think that you're exactly right on that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete one of them, and we're just gonna say shell. What about that, dude? Call it shell. I like to have my objects capitalized. I don't know why. Uh, shell has two different cubes. Cube 4. Can I rename that? No, that's kind of what it is. And I saw that you had a normal map, dude. How did you get that? Alright, I'm definitely going to grab cube 4 right now. Put it right here in the scene. Oh, let me get to player. Player's here. Cube 4 is here. Hey, where do you put it? Put it up to like 6, please. Where's the cube? Oh. Oh. Do you need like a material or something? You're definitely rendering. There you are. Okay, you have no material whatsoever. So I'm gonna just put diffuse material right on you for now. Okay, that's the low poly shell. I can rename it here now. Now that it's in my hierarchy, I can rename it. So I can name this shell, and I'll just put this like low poly. And then I'm gonna make a prefab in there once I'm done here. But the normal map, dude, I saw that you had a normal map. Or I can bake it too. I can do it myself. Yeah, let me just do that, dude. So okay, the rest of the stream is gonna be me baking a normal map onto the shell. So let's do that. Let's go to 3D Studio Max. And then look, instead of me having this in Keyard for right now, I'm gonna put just the shell. I'm gonna try to even get the blend. Let's see if 3ds Max knows what's up. We're gonna go to Team Stream, 3ds Max, import, and just kind of throw the stuff in there. Shell and shell 1 blend. Okay, so 3D Studio Max is still loading up. How is my processor? Yeah, 80 something percent. That's fine. Oh, I didn't even see the images, so that would explain all of that. So if I go to Dropbox, go back, oh, the images just show up as images, duh. And that's the texture. Okay, cool. So let's save link as, can I just click it? Yeah, there we go. How do I download it? Just click that. Cool. Download, I got the diffuse, PNG, and then if I go over to, yeah, man, I'm sorry, dude, that was my bad. Alright, so I got those two things. So show in folder, the diffuse and the UV's PNG. I can just probably put those in the exact same folder as Keyard. I'm gonna try it here first, and then I'm gonna try it elsewhere. So I'm gonna re-import these this thing. So if I go to models, Keyard, now I got diffuse and shell. I might have to put it in the materials folder. Actually, and I prefer it there anyway. Materials, let's just put it here. Let's re-import or refresh. I might even re-import. I'll delete that. Re-import this. Re-import, please. Cube 4, cube 3. Either way, I can just drag it on there too. Okay, so look, I'm gonna make the cube 4, the low poly one. Put it right there. Oh, look, it has the. Wait, no. What's? Oh, I did the whole thing. Sorry. Delete all that. I just want this part, if you don't mind. Cubo 04. Where did he go? Okay, so you have that. I'm going to put just the standard diffuse material that's on here. I'm going to put the diffuse, that. Oh gosh, no. What are you doing? Diffuse, and then look. If I click on you, what I want to do is you're going to be on the albedo, you're going to be on the normal or height map. Normal map. Awesome. So there we go. Low poly shell. Looks amazing, dude. That's awesome. Cool. Kiar, dude, you are the man. I'm gonna place these around the map, and I'm gonna make them physical bodies, just so I can like kind of jump off of them and kind of play around with them. So yes, man, thank you. Uh, so here we go. We're gonna make this shell low poly. Awesome. Even better. Key yard. Shell low poly key yard. Awesome. These might just fall into a group, like player has a group of stuff, like this is Bobby character, this is key yard shell, and actually it will right now. Let's go ahead and create an empty shell. This is low poly. Alright, so your basic function is to just be a renderer, and I want you to be at 0, 0, 0, and I want you to be rotated what, on the X by 90? Let me figure it all out. Whew. It's so small though. I don't want to squish it. Negative 90. Sixth Synth is asking, is there good sculpting programs out there for free, like a lot of people use for game design stuff? Well, luckily I'm going to university right now, so I can go to Autodesk and get Mudbox for free for the next 3 years, just so I can learn it and everything. And that's how I have like 3ds Max and Mudbox, is because I download it from education.autodesk.com. I think so. Cool. So that's the shell, and then on the shell object itself, I'm going to go ahead and add a rigid body. Let's make it let's make it a box, because boxes are easy to compute and they're not too bad. Look, what I'm going to also do before I even do this is I'm going to add just add a standard cube, and I kind of want the shell to be like the shell's that dot right there, and this is a normal 1 by 1 by 1 cube. So I gotta make the shell a little bigger, and I think I can do that by, I can scale it here, or yeah, let me just scale it here. So let's make this like 100 times bigger, and even that, I think like maybe 50 times bigger. There we go. How big do we want a standard shell to be? 10? I think 10 will be fine. Cool. So we have a standard shell. It's 10 by 10 by 10. I don't want it to be off any of these. That should be 0, 0, 0. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. That's better, at least. I can delete this cube. Wait, where's that cube? There we go. Here's the shell. I keep selecting the canvas. I don't mean to. Alright, here's the shell. We can move it around. Oh, no. Don't want to select that part of the shell. This shell. Alright, so if I put this at 0, 0, 0, there we go. The shell. Oh, the shell's kind of in the ground, right? I don't want that. Let's go ahead and grab the shell low poly. Alright, we'll scooch it up a little bit in the Y, like 0.01. Hey, Druxelia? Is that how you say the name? Or is it just Druxelia? Druxelia or Druxelia? It's hard C or soft C? Okay. Actually, that's perfect, right? I think I might just rotate it just ever so slightly this way. Oop, this way. So we got just a kinda, yeah, like, might have to go in the sand a little bit, like that, I think. That's probably 0, huh? So it says, okay, this is 0, and this is negative 0.05. Or was it 0.5? Am I using the wrong angle? I am using the wrong angle. Negative 89. Nope. Oh, 89. 88. 87. Alright, so there we go. That's kind of what I want. Something, maybe 88 was good. 88 degrees. Awesome. So we got the degrees there. That looks good. Okay. So that looks like a good standard shell. What I will do next is I might move it so that the center is a little. So look, I'm going to make cube, reset the position, and reset the scale by a lot. Alright, so that this little cube is going to be the center. So now if I click on my shell, I can kind of move that to the center of the object. So now this is the center-ish, like right there. I think that looks good. Alright, cool. So I got my shell. It's a nice centered shell. And yeah, it looks good. It looks great. So let's go ahead and give it a nice box collider. The box collider is probably huge or something. Wait, where is the box collider? I don't even see it. Oh, it's collapsed. There we go. So if I just size this down, we'll just size the X and then everything else can follow. This will be like, alright, which one is the X first of all? There we go. Okay, so let's go in the Z direction. Let's view this like this. Give me an isometric. There we go. That's what I want. And let's keep going. Can I just move it with the keyboard? Nope. So 0.4, 0.3, 0.2. 0.2 sounds good. 0.2 all around. 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. You're more probably a 0.1. No, you're a 0.2, but Y is probably a 0.1. 0.1, maybe even 0.05, and then we move this up 0.025, and then that is our shell. Is that too big still? I can go a little smaller. I can see that the shell's not exactly centered as I want it to be. Yeah. Just so I'm even more silly, I'm going to kind of expand the Z. No, but not here, not here. The Z scale on this part. Like 11. Oh wait, but you're not Z. You're like Y maybe? Yeah. So like 11. And if I go back here, I can kind of move you up. Man, alright, move you back just a little bit. Yeah, now I'm just being silly. This is fine. This is perfect. That's great. Alright, is everything zeroed out on the main? Yep, yep, yep. Okay, shell prefab done. Let's go ahead and move that into a prefab. And let's make lots of them. Some big ones, some small ones. I'm going to make a group. So let's create an empty. Let's just call this shells. Rally around the family with a pocket full of shells. Okay, I'm gonna kind of put this. Where am I gonna put this? I'm gonna put this in the sky, like 10 units up in the sky. And now I'm just gonna like duplicate them to death. So like I put like maybe 32 is pretty good, I think. Oh, there's a problem. Let's go to shell. Make sure you add that it's a rigid body. Why is it always adding as collapsed? Anyway, doesn't matter. Rigid body. I'm gonna just leave the default settings and I'm gonna apply. So now I applied it to all the prefabs. There we go. Now everything has fallen to the ground. And there we go. We got tons of shells on the floor. So if I go run over to them, we got some shells on the ground. There we go. And so like one of my actions later, so I have finger, scoop, and pat. One of them's going to be grab, and you can grab some shells and put them places. That'll be my next action. But for now, I can kind of just dig around the shells, and you can see that they fall and kind of react to me digging in the sand. So that's cool. Or I can just kind of walk all over them. So yep, and are they casting shadows and stuff? I can't tell. Yeah, they're casting shadows, and they're just, you know, reacting. And then I'm going to put them in the milk. Shells in the milk. Kind of just scoop this up. Oh, is the milk reactive? Like, can it not fall through the milk? Let's see. Milk. Which one's the milk? Is it? So I see terrain, main camera, physical cube, blah blah blah, sphere. I'm gonna call sphere dome. And game controller is fine. Game controller I think I'm gonna put up at the top. That's always a very important one. And canvas I'm gonna put right under there. Shell, I think this cube? Oh, that cube is just, what is that? Oh, that was a tiny cube I was using to do the shell. Alright, cool. Quad. This quad has a mesh collider. I don't want it to have a mesh collider. Please remove that. Quad is actually milk. Milk water. Cool, and then I have a whole bunch of shells. Nice. Okay. So now if I hit play, got a character. We can go over here. And then here's everybody in the milk water, and you can see that they're falling in the milk. No, shells, don't go in the milk. And the shells are in the milk now. So you'll never be able to see them. But in the future, this will actually be water. Water will be transparent, and you'll be able to see the shells and just grab them from the water. So yep, that looks good. I think, yeah, no, this is future stuff anyway. Okay, that is everything for me today, I think. Keyard man, thank you so much for the shells, dude. Adds just a little bit that I really want, that I really need to make this sand game even better. I will give you credits anytime I can. So if you make any graphics for me, if you just give me good suggestions, give me good bits of code, I will definitely recognize it, and I will even, I don't know how I'll recognize it. At least maybe credits in the game, whatever. Yeah, much appreciated, dude. Much appreciated. Anything else that I got? Any questions for me? It's 10:55. I started a little bit early just so I can end at 11 this time, as opposed to ending like at 12 or lunchtime or past lunchtime. My digging in the sand is okay. Much left to be done, but I can live with it. So this is the finger tool. Kiar dude, yeah. Ditto, man. If I could do anything, let me know. I would like to say the same thing. Like, hey, if my game doesn't work out, at least my work is somewhere else, So, yeah, if you guys need anything, just let me know. Especially if it's like sand related, beach related, because then what would be cool is like you make an asset for your game and we can share it across our games, and so that we have this kind of community, at least that we're sharing our assets and like within friends. Maybe, maybe not. Uh, Either way, I'm just happy to have y'all here and taking part in making this game with me. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Some of the suggestions I got is for controls. Right now, when I click places, or I'm just holding down the mouse button right now, he runs. I think some good advice was if I click somewhere I should walk there, but if I double click I can run there. So I might do that. So it'll be like this, and then I double click, and then he starts running. So I might do that. And the other thing is, I think I don't have an action for right click here. So what I'm going to do is, if I right click, I can jump or do some action. And I think jump is a good action, because that way you just use the mouse only when you're in this third person mode. And it'll feel good on the mobile platform too, because a right click is both fingers down. So if you want to jump, you just tap with both fingers and your guy jumps. So, and it's not really a necessary part of the game, it's just helpful to get around obstacles. Okay, Keyart says, when I start working into coding, maybe I'll need help, but I'm making models, etc. first and learning coding before I start coding my actual game. And then Sixth Synth is like, yeah, coding's the hardest. And Druxilia is like, Keyart, what language? And Sixth Synth is, I tried to learn it and it wasn't easy, but once you learn it and know it, you're good to go. And Keyart's like, I know, almost finished Python, then working up to C#. Yeah, C#. Yeah, C#, man. I can definitely help, dude. And dude, if you get into the programming of your game, I suggest streaming it, dude. And then I'll come visit you sometimes. And if you're running into problems, I can definitely use any kind of experience I have to help you out. So for sure, dude. I totally suggest streaming it, because having people and talking to you and stuff, it helps out a lot. C# is life. No, life is like out there somewhere in this like place that I'm not partaking in. This is me just doing my thing in my little world. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut off the stream. Name's ETdoFresh. You can follow me at ETdoFresh on Twitter. Catch me here on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ETdoFresh, and I put all these videos on YouTube. So on YouTube, it's youtube.com/ETdoFresh. I only have one playlist. The playlist is called ETdoFresh Unity. It's season 1 for making this game. And if I ever make future games, I will continue to try to post, and it'll be like season 2 and season 3, yada yada. You get the point. And hopefully I can finish within 99 episodes, because I only have 2 digits, and the 2 digits is 00 to 99. Maybe I could start using hex or something and be like A0, A1, A2. But then my first part will be wrong, because it will 0, 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it should have been 0A, and I didn't do that. Anyway, yeah, just goofing off. Alright, catch you guys next time. My next stream will be Tuesday after work, so about 5:30ish when I get home. Have a great rest of your weekend, the short amount that's left, but enjoy it. You only have a little bit till you have to start up on Monday.